Jeremiah and the potter's house, Jeremiah 18. In ancient days, a prophet's voice was heard, a message from the Lord by Jeremiah stirred. He saw a vision of a potter at his wheel, a lesson woven, a truth to reveal. Jeremiah stood at the potter's house, where vessels were crafted, shaped by the hands of the spouse. With clay in hand, the potter began his work, molding and shaping with every gentle jerk. But the vessel he formed was marred and flawed, a reflection of man who strayed from the Lord. Yet the potter did not despair or relent. He took the vessel and started again, undeterred. Then the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah. Can I not do with you as this potter? Dear, just as clay is in the potter's hand, so are you in my hands, a part of my plan. God spoke of nations, their rise and their fall, of blessings and judgment. He told it all. He warned of repentance, the chance to be redeemed, but also the consequences of the wicked, it seemed. For just as the potter shapes the clay, God shapes and molds us in his own way. He has the power to make and remake, to fashion vessels of honor for his own sake. Jeremiah witnessed this profound display, the potter's artistry, his hands at play. He learned the lesson of surrender and trust, to yield to God's will, for in him we must. We are the clay, and he is the potter. He shapes our lives, making us better. Though marred and flawed, he sees our worth. He can transform us, giving us new birth. In the potter's house, we find the hope that even in brokenness, God can cope. He can take our shattered pieces, make us whole, and use us for his purpose to touch every soul. So let us yield to the potter's hands, trusting in his wisdom, his perfect plans. In our weakness, let his strength be revealed. As vessels of love, in this broken world we wield. For just as the potter molds the clay, God shapes our lives day by day. In his hands, we find purpose and worth, transformed by his love, a masterpiece since birth. May we be pliable, surrendered, and true, allowing the potter to do what he must do. In the potter's house, our lives are refined to fulfill his design. For in the potter's house, we learn the truth that God can take the brokenness and make us new. He sees beyond our flaws, our faults, our stains, and molds us into vessels where his glory remains. He shapes us with care, with purpose and grace, crafting us into vessels that reflect his embrace. He smooths out rough edges, removes all impurities, creating vessels of beauty, vessels for his sanctities. As the wheel spins round and the clay takes form, we are being shaped, transformed in the storm. The potter's hands guide us, his touch so divine, shaping our lives with a love that's truly sublime. Sometimes the process is painful and slow. As the potter works, his patience on show. He shapes the vessel with gentle, skillful hands, molding us according to his divine plans. At times the vessel may seem marred and weak, but the potter never gives up. His love does not retreat. He sees our potential, our purpose, our worth, and continues to shape us to bring forth our rebirth. In the potter's house, we learn to surrender, to trust in the potter's wisdom and tender. He knows what is best. He knows what will endure as he forms us in a vessel strong and pure. Oh, let us yield to the potter's touch, embracing the process, not resisting as such. For in the potter's house, great beauty unfolds as the clay is transformed, as the story is told. So let us be vessels of honor and grace, reflecting God's love in every time and place. May we allow the potter to shape our lives, that we may be vessels from which his glory thrives. In the potter's house, we find restoration. We discover our purpose, our true destination. For we are the clay, and he is the potter, and in his hands we become vessels that matter. So let us embrace the lesson of the potter's house, trusting in God's faithfulness, his love that allows to be shaped and transformed according to his will. For in the potter's house, our purpose is fulfilled.